We're live, and I didn't even
Hey!
Oh,
finish
hey, we're
the.
live.
Oh
I didn't even
well.
finish the
Hey.
opening. The opening was super short because we have no idea what we're doing. We
Haha,
think we're maybe playing
why not?
Dungeons and Dragons, but we're late, and things did not go as planned. Hello, Dix.
Hello.
What's up?
Boy.
I don't actually know. It says episode 4. That's definitely not right.
Hmm.
That was last week. So let's see. Let's see. Let me get rid of that right now. Boom. Now it just says volume 3. Maybe this is episode 5. I don't know. Is this episode 5, guys?
Maybe it's episode 4.5.
4.5. So we're late. Jay is having some issues and not able to join us tonight. Next week, we'll be back early and we'll definitely have a game for sure. We hope.
Maybe.
Maybe. Things are tough. But tonight.
Uh,
So Dan, you said just start the live stream and we'll figure it out. So what are we
that's
figuring
it.
out?
I don't know.
That's it.
So,
We got it.
so I don't
We
know.
got it.
So here we are. We're here.
Yes.
Um, do we want to play? Well, what could we do with Up and Away? What are the options? Actually, you know what? It's been a couple weeks since we played.
Hmm.
Why don't we do a quick recap of Up and Away? Just like a really short recap of where we are. Maybe you could do that off the cuff to
Yeah,
start
I
us
could I
off,
could probably I could probably do that.
and then we can figure that out. Then we can figure it out from there.
Yeah, I'm not even in the game yet. No. I don't want to take
I'm
5 minutes to take a usability study on
yeah
NVT effects. Thank you very
yeah
much,
I'm not
Roll
in.
20, but not now.
Actually, I'm not in Roll 20 either. So
Let's see.
because I had no idea what game we were gonna play.
Yeah.
It's coming up for the Planescape game because that's the last thing I was in.
Okay. Another window here. Fun. Um, you see, and this is why we don't start live and just figure it out live, because then we end up having dead air while we figure it out, and that's probably bad. And you know, since we're not all in the area that we need to be in, let me see if I can open this up here. Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't even flip it to dark mode or change anything.
Oh, you're blinding them.
I know.
You're
What am I
blinding those
doing?
poor people.
It's a you know, it's how it
Well,
it's how it goes
all I know,
sometimes.
all I see is the game starting soon screen. So
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
Yeah, that's
because
blinding any.
all I see.
that's because I haven't switched over yet cuz I
So nobody's blind yet.
not yet.
But but
Let's see.
yeah, yeah.
Gameplay. And then the VTT isn't even showing up.
Scuff stream. It's all scuffed.
Yep, it's all just damn. Well, there's the chat. Let's see. Can I pull up? That one. There we go. There it is. There it is. Okay. That's better. And that away, because we don't have those. All right, now we have a little nice little view of the sick bay here, which is where lots of action was happening. I gotta switch mine on this side to dark mode. I can't hang with this. This is too much for me. So let me go ahead and do that. Ah, there we go. That. Better? It could be worse. Anybody watching live could have watched us troubleshoot Dan's camera, which is what we did
Oh
for
yeah,
probably about
half
45
an hour.
minutes before,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
half hour,
true. Yes.
45 minutes before
Mhm.
we got on stream.
Yeah.
Did
There were
that.
issues.
There were definitely issues. Um, Yeah, I was doing something fun here though. I had let's see. Is that where I am? Here.
Oh, one thing you guys have might notice if you look at Mary, something's different.
Oh, I wasn't looking at Mary and I switched the screen. So there is no Mary anymore over here. I switched the screen to the Ganger ships cuz I was like playing around with them the other day cuz I was like, "Ooh."
That is white. Boy, oh boy. That's
I was like, "What happens when we kind of stick it over here in the way? How does it look?" Look at the arm on there. What if
Oh,
you
you were playing that. Okay, I see what you were
yeah,
doing.
yeah,
Okay.
you see what I'm doing?
I see what I see what you're doing.
you see I'm
I see
playing
what you're doing.
around with the I
But
was
it doesn't have a hand.
it well, because that's just the ship. It does have a hand that's inside that pops out.
Mhm.
Actually, right now it doesn't have a hand because I don't know if you remember what it looked like originally. Here is the wait, let's see. I gotta have it somewhere in here. Uh, the old graphic for it, I believe. Because that's the one thing you never really got to compare it side by side with what it used to look like and what it looks like now. Oh yeah, here we go. That's it right there. Except for that it came in all fucked up. That is what it used to look like here.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not like it's big here. So
So it had tentacles.
Yeah,
yeah, so this is
militant shit.
basically what it used to look like because some of the fingers, you guys didn't realize that those were busted up broken fingers sticking out the back, but
Okay.
that's what those were some busted
Mm.
up broken fingers. So currently it actually doesn't have a hand in it because they had to remove all those, and he didn't have time to put the fingers. He just cleaned it out. But yeah, so you can see the difference here. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed the shape of the Gengar too.
Oh, I noticed.
Yeah.
There's some interesting thrusters you got there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
the uh the shape
We're
is
staying on. We're staying on point. I mean,
I'm
that's what
I'm
it is.
Hmm.
staying on. I'm trying, you know. Listen, man, I'm trying to make
We're on,
it
we're on we're on brand right now. That's what's happening.
definitely on brand. Yeah, I was like, oh, I was like, what happens if I like paste in another one and then like here, like I'll paste it in and I'll take it and I'll let's see, there's a way to
You need to connect the old looking one to the other side.
yeah, right. I'll tint it green, but it doesn't get green. It doesn't get that green, and then like you can place it over here. Ooh, look at that. Oh. Now all you have to imagine now is these pieces right here, kind of sliding down to here, and then you get
What's sliding down? That golden part? Is that golden
no,
part right
no, no, no. That slides down for a different reason.
there? I was gonna ask who flies the cod piece because
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
No, 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 nobody in the cod piece right now. No, these two like kind of white pieces, they kind of slide down to about here, so that the legs can kind of attach on, and then the head. So kind of neat. But yeah, I was fucking around with it at one day, and I happened to notice I still had it up, and I was like, ooh, look at that. It's my own personally designed 80s mecha robot. Mm.
interestingly,
Coming along.
the labels that people can see on the stream
Hmm.
are labels that we cannot see, or at least I cannot see
Really?
in roll 20. No, I can't see those labels in roll 20.
Yep, I can't either.
Hmm.
Like the top gray bar, I can't see that, and I can't see the three labels that you have. That's not something that is within the
I think you guys have mentioned that before. Can you not see each other's character labels, like even in like on your characters? Let me
I,
go back. Let's see. Where was? Because I think there were some people in sick bay. Sick bay.
yeah, whoever just popped up there. I don't see their labels. I can see my own labels,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but
So there's the war has a bar over.
see,
So you
uh,
don't nobody sees you don't see.
now if I
No.
look at the stream, I can barely see the label, but I don't see his label when
Hmm.
I'm looking directly at Roll20. The only labels that I'll see, so if I pull
Not even the
Argyle over,
name. Not even the
nope,
like the war.
mm,
Okay.
no. So if I pull Argyle over, I can see my own labels,
Yeah, yeah.
but I can't see the bars. And I don't know if you noticed. Do you see Argyle?
Yeah, I do. I do notice that Argyle has a what a different a new little image here.
Yeah, I was playing with them. I was playing with these guys. I gave them some new
Oh
looks
shit.
there. I gave them some new looks. Argyle, because
That's cool.
Argyle's wearing a spacesuit now,
Yeah, I
and I
like
True.
that.
figured that
Yeah, yeah. That's
I,
neat.
and if you enlarge Anya, you'll see that Anya's wearing the clothes that she got on the planet with the race.
Wait, is this Anya here?
Hmm.
Oh, that's sick. That's such a great screen cap. I didn't realize what it was before.
that
Oh,
looks.
that's cool. That's
Isn't that cool?
cool. I
Isn't
like
that
that a
cool?
lot. Yeah, yeah. That's
And
that's neat
if
for
you
sure.
if you
Here,
if
let
you
me
enlarge Mary, I
move
realized
her
that
over there.
Mary is still wearing the clothing that she was wearing in the desert when she was on the homeworld.
Hmm.
So I did some research as to what she would be wearing, and when you enlarge her, you'll see she's and I gave her the boots and the bracers that she's wearing because she has those magic boots and bracers.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But she's wearing desert clothes.
Nice.
Yeah, I like him.
So
Good
so they're
art update.
so the yeah. So I've updated them a little bit. I felt that they needed a little bit of a something new.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Um, you will have to provide these images to me in high resolution, or in, higher resolution than what they are here. I don't know if I might be able to pull them from here, but it'd probably just be easier if you just
I'll just I'll just
yeah,
I'll
just
send
send
them
them
to
to
you.
me. Just that way I can.
Yeah, I'll send them to you.
But yeah, that's pretty neat. Cool. Well, I mean, that's what Anya looked like when we last saw her anyway. That's what she was
Yeah.
dressed in when we last saw her. What could she end up dressed in later? Hmm, I wonder.
Coffin.
Mhm.
She's dead. Died.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. Well, I mean, I guess I could do a recap. I could do a bit of a recap. I mean, it's over here to the destiny. How far back should I go? How much recapping do you think I need to do here, Dan?
uh,
Since it was your idea.
I don't know. I say go back to maybe go back to the point where Lore left and recap from that point.
Well, let me do yeah, okay. All right. So, last time on Up and Away, which is now in volume 3, the party had been attempting to get the component pieces of the Gengar super robot, which was the component pieces that you just saw on the screen a little bit ago. Gengar 1, the main body, and Gengar 2 have been acquired by the party, by the group, by the crew, I guess you could say, the crew of the Destiny, and
My
Gengar
God,
2.
we killed so many people getting both of these gangers.
Yes. Yeah. I think the worst thing is the Gengar too, because you killed a bunch of innocent people with that one.
Yeah, this is
Because
true. This is true.
yeah, Gengar 1, those people probably weren't all that innocent. Most of the people that were killed getting Gengar 1 likely deserved it. There's like slavers and stuff like that. You don't have to
Hmm.
worry about any
Yeah,
of that. But yeah, Gengar 2, you
there, there
heisted
was there was collateral damage.
despite the fact that Timmy's team won the race. Uh, that's not how you got the Gengar 2, of course. You got it because Argyle, Sid, and Guy stole it out of the air and created a mess of havoc. All that was going on down on the moon. Meanwhile, something sinister was going on Destiny, and that was that Anya's child, which is a whole nother bag of can of worms all in itself. Go watch the first season to understand Anya's child. Anya's child, which was killed by Ren and kind of stayed in an undead baby state. Again, watch season one, watch the beginning of season two. You'll get it. And it held some sort of entity And that entity, as the tension grew on the ship, began to get a little more powerful. Powerful enough to take over the body of clone lore. Again, see season 2 of Up and Away Nova Destiny, the space death arc for more information on lore's clone. He's an evil guy, a bad guy from way back, and now he's alive again with this entity that has resurrected him, become a part of him maybe, taken him over. Is it him? Is it the entity? Is it something new? Either way, lore, this new lore, naked and bloody after beating the captain and shoving him into a stasis chamber, put on all his clothes, stole his precious gun, a gift from Matt. Something that we still haven't really delved into yet, but there's a little bit more with that gun as well. That you guys really haven't talked to Matt, but you'll probably talk to Matt and figure some stuff out about that gun. Anyway, Lore, dressed in the captain's uniform with the gun, makes his way down to the engineering section and essentially takes over the ship, creating havoc and chaos for the crew on board. He begins using the ship's security measures to fight against the crew, chopping them in half with force fields, stalking them and shooting them with Matt's drones. But eventually, the party got back to the ship and decided they have to take it back. And then they tried. But before they were able to get to Lore, who was in engineering, something strange happened with Anya. She encountered one of the drones, and then right after that, dropped her weapon, dropped her multi, beelined into engineering, and then seemingly was allied with Lore. Was she charmed? Was she... Who knows? Together, they jumped down through the engineering section, down into the bottom of the ship, where there were several smaller ships in the lower... Wait, was it the lower bay? The lower bay, I think. Or the aft bay. No, it was the aft bay.
Yeah.
There, the Lucchesi, the namesake of the former benefactor of many of the characters, Lore and Anya killed some crew who were hiding in the Lucchesi, jumped in, took off, and flew away. And that's pretty much where we are right now, trying to figure out what in the world to do next. Where's Anya? Where's Lore? What is happening? Who knows? That's where we are in up and
Well,
away.
didn't the commander give us some
Oh
some
yeah. That's true. The actual the most recent last session, the commander who was acting as the captain, uh, basically said, "Hey, we got to figure out what to do," and sent everybody out to do some research and basically come back with suggestions and a plan. And that's actually where we are right now.
Yeah.
I'm just doing
So,
this off the cuff. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
yeah.
You know.
So, is there anything that anyone wanted to do?
Well, let me go back and see. I have some notes about what characters were doing. Okay, let's see. So according to my notes, Thwar Thwar had sent a message to Gigi and was considering sending a message to the Baron, at least figuring out how to get a message to the Baron if possible.
If the Baron's still living alive.
If the Baron is still even alive. Um,
Yep.
the Baron's infrastructure is still there, so it looks like Mary. Let's see. She prayed about the dead and found that it was okay to bury them in the garden on the ship. Let's see. She was looking for traces of vaporized crewmen. That was fruitful. She was also looking for traces of Anya, um, and offered her services as a sin translator because she now has that augmentation. Guthix, let's see. Guthix, it looked like, was going to consult with Zemeth about possibly figuring out a way for their nature and tech to better be somehow integrated, um, a better control of the ship, that sort of thing. He is also trying to figure out information about Gigi's lineage, the fact that she is an Eldar, which he doesn't know much about, but understands is kind of a like an ancestor to an like elven lineage. It looks like Ren is training. Um, and he skipped the meeting anyway, so he's just off making his knife skills better and all that stuff. Are you is Ren also training? Obviously, he wouldn't be using live ones, but is he also training with the grenades?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Sid, let's see. Sid is helping with deceased crew, preserving the dead, and of course, trying to figure out how all of this happened using his research skills. Let's see. Argyle seems to be he's weapons, checking out the weapons. He wants to know about the overloaded system, and he's also helping with the dead. I have Anya, or I mean, sorry, Solus, trying to find Anya, as well as resources, and using his newfound connection, Morphus Garrido, who is the Prime Minister of the Chamber of Commerce of the Luxembourg. And oh yeah, I think he was also going to train a bit with Ren.
Yeah.
Chud looks like he is attempting to research contests of strength, which is interesting. And then Timmy, of course, back to engineering and helping with ship repair. Did I miss anything?
Sounds
Or
pretty
anybody?
accurate to me.
Yes, yeah.
Well, so what's Anya doing? I didn't hear what.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What is Anya doing? I don't exactly.
She's tied up right now, actually.
She's
She's
tied up right now.
I'm sure she is.
Yes, tied up and
indisposed.
indisposed. Lots of weird stuff probably. into the kink. No, who knows? Who knows what's actually happening with Anya? But so that's where we were. Uh, is there anything that anybody else's characters were planning to do?
I actually just
Um,
had a thought for Mary
mhm.
that at some point, um, she will probably suggest that once we get ready to bury the dead, that we have a service.
Yeah, I think she mentioned that before.
Yeah, maybe she did. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I think she mentioned
it,
that
it's
before.
it's it's something that I think that would happen. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's something that yeah, that's something that easily could happen. Probably something that could even happen like off camera.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it's really something that we need to like sit down and role
No, we need to
play.
roll.
Role
We
play
need
it
to roll.
out.
We
Role
need to
role
role play
play
it out.
role play it out. Mourning
Everybody's
for
gonna cry.
everybody's gotta cry. You gotta mourn for these characters that
Brother, no.
mourn for these characters that
No, see, that's the thing. That's the whole tension thing. We're having this horrible, sorrowful, um, this wake. Everybody's all sad, and then
upset.
in the back of the room, the door flies open, and it's Nova. He's awoken. He got out some,
Yeah,
and he's naked.
he's naked. See, that would even be better for he busts into the garden butt naked and wet.
Oh God.
I'm here. uh, that's awesome. For
Oh Captain, my Captain.
I actually I was like not long ago I figured that I could make a Nova Lego minifigure because she got me for Valentine's Day. She got me a little Indiana Jones Lego set, and it's from the
Does it
Oh,
have,
last
okay.
it's from
does
the last
does it have
Crusade.
him?
Yes, it's from the last Crusade.
That's
So
excellent.
it's got like a Sean Connery Lego head.
Oh my god.
So that exists. So totally it's the old style though because it's like a yellow because they still like I think
Mhm.
Star Wars is the only one, or maybe Star Wars and Marvel are the ones that they use like skin colors for, but almost everything
Mhm.
else they still use the old like yellow heads, like the old school. But yeah, I was like, oh man, I need like a police officer hat, like a black police officer Lego hat. Like, there's got to be some kind of little military uniform. I'm sure I could find
Mhm.
one, like a little, and make a.
It's
I
too
think I
bad they don't
have the
have
police officer
like
hat.
like a Hunt for Red October Lego set, because that would be
Yeah, yeah.
that that would be the perfect one right there.
hmm Yeah, that would be a strange Lego set to have. It's like, but yeah. Anyway, so to go along with the Lego Destiny, I can make a little Lego Nova. It'd be good stuff. Um, yeah. So, uh, yeah. Anyway, any other things, as I was saying, any?
I think Solus wanted to, since he was going to train and Ren was there, he wanted to talk to Ren. Um, just catch up for the moment and maybe ask him for some advice.
Well, all right. Then Solus and Ren are training in the training room.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I think I'm going to try to talk to those commerce people that contacted me during the race. I don't know if I told you about that or
Harro.
Ren gives two fucks.
not.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
Solus is talking to you.
Solus is talking to Ren while they're training.
Yeah.
Takes out his AirPods.
What? What'd you
Yeah,
say?
what did you say? Sorry.
I said I'm gonna try to get in contact with the commerce people, those government types that contacted me and helped me during the race.
Oh, good luck. I hate those guys.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I know we may be brothers and all, but I really don't know much about how you lived after I was abandoned. I understand you part of some thieves guild or some kind of mercenary business. I was wondering if you had any advice about talking to these kinds of high official types.
Don't.
No?
I usually talk to them with a blade in hand.
Okay, so you didn't work for them.
No.
Gotcha. Well, that's okay. We'll figure it out.
I have this image in my head of Ren and Solus playing like racquetball or like pickleball or what is it?
God.
What's the sport where it's like two guys and you hit the ball at the wall and you're
Oh,
like
that's
in a
racquetball.
room? Is
That's
that racquetball?
that's
Okay,
racquetball.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
For some reason I had this image in my head while the conversation is going on of like the two of them just playing like really like it's really hard game of racquetball
Yeah, that's a funny image.
with a
I'm just like
squeak.
pumping sets, just like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Yeah.
Nice. Well,
All right then.
Ren didn't seem to have any advice for dear brother there, and
He had advice. He said kill him.
well, yeah,
Kill him.
true, true. He said the advice was
Maybe at some point,
I
but
always kill those guys. I never talk to those guys. In fact, that was mostly my job, is to kill them and not talk to them.
Yeah. If you talk to him, it makes killing them a lot harder.
I
Mhm.
see. Well, so much for that. I guess
Or easier, depending, you know.
Well, true.
well, I kind of need their influence. I don't think killing them would be very beneficial to our situation at this current time. But that's all right. Just go about everyone else's research and whatnot.
Okay. All right. So let's see. What do we've got going on here? Ah, yes, yes, yes. Thwar sent a message out to Gigi, and he's he's continuing to monitor communications. After about 2 hours, you you're you're monitoring communications and you're on the bridge, and Arch, who is at ops currently, says, "I'm getting a reading. A ship just dropped out of hyperspace near us. And as soon as he says that, you get a hail.
All right, I'll patch him through.
The hailing seems to be coming from a ship that you recognize that has popped into here. Where's my guy? Well, howdy.
Hello there. I'm glad to see you're doing all right. What's going on?
We made it out right after you. Got somebody here that you're trying to get a hold of. And then, of course, Gigi pops over. Hello.
Gigi, perfect. We were just trying to get a hold of you.
Your car's extended warranty.
Yeah.
uh,
Yes, I can imagine that things are probably a little hectic for you now. I'm still not even sure exactly what happened.
well, we essentially made sure to acquire the ship by whatever means necessary.
So it was you that stole the ship. Good. I was worried about that. What now?
Um, well, we still. I'm trying to remember why I wanted to
Why you
talk to
did it?
Gigi. Why I wanted to talk to Gigi in the first place.
Mhm.
There was like a specific list of things I had, and now I don't have them.
Let's see.
Shoot, I didn't. I don't. I didn't. I didn't list your specifics. I only. I figured you would have that. Ah.
So did I.
Well,
How
in the
do I not
mean,
have this?
yeah, exactly. Weird. In the meantime, Derek is like, well, permission to come aboard.
Uh, Permission granted. I'll send a message down to the bay. Have them open up.
Okay. So Derek boards the Destiny along with Gigi, and they both they both head up to the bridge to meet you. Shh. Welcome aboard. Thanks, Commander. Good to be here. Yes.
I'm going to assume that Guthix catches word of this and also heads up to the bridge.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty safe bet to say that people find out that Gigi and Derek are now on board the ship, and word
Actually,
spreads.
Mary finds out, and she's also heading to the bridge.
Okay. Okay then. Do do do. Got a we got the bridge. The Destiny Bridge. Oh wait, it's still dark up here.
We
it's
haven't
still
turned the light. We
we
haven't gotten the
haven't
lights
Who
turned on
turned
the
turned the
off the
bridge.
light.
lights?
Who turned off the lights? Wait, we have there we go. That's a little
Hey.
bit better.
Like, God damn it, Timmy, come on, get that shit going again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just 5 more minutes. I'm on my drinking break.
Lights on the bridge, please. Lights on the bridge. No, they're running low power. They're running in low power mode, right?
We don't
While
need
they're
lights.
Yeah, while they're getting all this stuff done, you know. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, Derek showing up, of course, and they was on here. Arch over here. And Janet. She's probably in the captain's chair. So Derek is up on the bridge with oh yeah, with Gigi as well. Oh, she's big. What the hell?
Oh my god. CG, have you gained weight?
Yeah, she's huge, humongous. Hmm. All right, so we'll say that Guthix and Mary are riding up the lift to the bridge together.
Okay.
Ba da 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 da.
Oh yeah, wait. Like, so you get on the lift, and there's that, and then and then you're like, and it starts to go. Moving up. No conversation in the elevator?
What would Guthix and Mary talk about? Guthix would probably try to give Mary tips on how to freak the fuck out less and stop passing out.
Yeah, yeah.
Mary, you have to breathe in and out. Feel your inner nature.
You're one to talk. You get excited, and you get dumb.
That's
Me?
Solus, not Guthix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This
right.
is Guthix and Mary.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's
I
right.
can't imagine what the hell Solus would talk to Mary about.
Yeah.
Actually, Solus and Mary probably have a lot to talk about because they're like the religions, you know.
Hmm.
That's true. Well, it's more of
I
like
mean,
a
they could have
mystic
a
philosophy.
yeah, I was gonna
Hmm.
say they could have a spirited debate about it. I mean, really, the person that Mary would be able to talk about religion with, ironically, is Chud.
Hmm.
Because technically Mary and Chud are the same religion essentially.
Hmm.
So it's
No,
Chud is
no,
Chud
you know
is the
what?
person.
Hmm. No, I'll tell you what Mary was doing in the lift
Mhm.
because it's always there and it's fascinating to her. Is
Oh,
Sarth.
Sarth.
She's
Oh yes.
probably like she's probably like fascinated with Sarth.
I
I
mean,
mean, she can hear Sarth, Sarth, Sarth all day she wants. I
that's
mean,
true.
like,
Yeah,
I'll tell you
yeah.
all about him if you want.
Mhm. So anyway, the lift door opens and they emerge out onto the bridge to see, of course, the bridge crew as well as Gigi and Derek.
Ah, hello everyone. I'm glad to see you're both safe after that fiasco down on the moon.
Hello, Gothix. I don't know that Gigi really knows Mary that well. Howdy there.
Uh, she's not there for for Gigi.
Yeah, yeah. Howdy there.
Well, hi. Are I? I'm glad you made it out okay. Are you
Uh,
hurt?
I got a few scratches in the race, but nah, I'm all right.
Well, if you need anything, you can find me in sickbay.
All right. And if I need you, I'll come to sick bay. Well,
So
what's the plan?
I initially contacted Gigi. Gigi, this is what remains of our command crew. Um, and I contacted you because you seem to have an extensive reach in this sector of the galaxy, and it seems we might need some additional assistance tracking down some of our crew and some equipment.
Ah, I see. Well, I guess you'd better let me know everything that's happened. It's true that I have some reach in this section. I'm I'm surprised that you haven't sussed out well, the true nature of my organization. And then Derek kind of laughs.
Uh, can I? Can I? If I was making a guess, I would say it's like a gambling ring.
Is that what Solus, or I mean, Thawar gonna say?
Uh, I would assume it's some form of gambling ring, or
Well, that's only
She's the
really
maf. She's the mafia.
that's only really part of it. You see, in certain sectors of space that are a little bit farther from the center, when the Sin effectively more than doubled their territory, well, they weren't really able to control it as well as I think they had hoped, which created somewhat of a power vacuum.
She's Jabba the
I
Hutt.
I am one of many enterprising business people that have taken advantage of the situation. It's why my establishments are somewhat scattered around to attempt to keep some of this territory. Now, of course, there are others that you have encountered, such as Calastomosu and the Baron himself, even. And, well, I think I might be able to help you, but you're going to have to give me specifics.
it all just hit me as you were talking of why we were finding that statue that looked like some guy frozen in carbonite at in Space Whale for the Baron for Gigi, and I'm seeing the connections now.
Oh, I don't. That's not actually a connection. No. It was her
Really?
mom. It was her mom, and she was no, it was her mom. Her mom's burial shard. So that's not exactly the connection. No, that
Okay,
connection, the Job of the Hut connection, is I already used that.
I already used it on one Basha.
Yeah, that was Baja 2, Juan Baja, all that stuff, and Rumby. No, I wouldn't retread that again. No. This
Okay.
is that's a little bit different. No. No, that was her mother's burial shard. She had a legitimate beef with the Baron because
Mhm.
obviously her and the Baron
Yeah, the power struggle.
struggle for power in the same sector of space. So essentially, what she tells you is that the Sin have spotty control out here because it's the the farthest places from their original territory are harder for them to like hold. So they
Gotcha.
have a presence, but it's not like a good solid. It's not like the Empire in Star Wars where you have like even in the far reaches you have like stormtroopers. No, 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 no. They because essentially what happened is you got to think the Auron space and pretty much all of Auron space and all of the or the majority of that alliance space got taken over. So they over doubled their territory, and it was difficult for them to keep it. And also Rube is insane, so there's that. Well, what do you need?
Well, I think first and foremost is our missing crew. We have lost one of our key members, Anya, which I think was in that group initially with
Missing.
Gigi.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
Gigi knows Anya.
Okay. Yes.
Here, let let me show you. Let me pull it up. I can. It might be easier to show her. So Mary will pull it up on the computer because she's already researched all this.
Does she show everything from sick bay all the way?
She might as well because she's gonna need to know this.
Okay. So
Yeah. If she just sees that lore appears out of nowhere, yeah, she
yeah.
better. Yeah,
All
she
right.
she
Well,
shows the whole thing.
okay. Arch is like, I'll bring it up on the main viewer for you. And of course, the main viewer comes up, and Mary has put together a little compilation of the various things that happen, starting with the events in sick bay, lore,
Does this mean I get PowerPoint as a new skill?
PowerPoint. Yeah, you have like you have that little pointer that you can like point up, or like a stick. Yeah.
I got to roll on my PowerPoint now.
hmm So
It's a dex check. It's a dex check. It's a dex check.
so you watch the events in sick bay play out where Brabar is killed, and then the captain is beaten by Lore, and then switch to Lore, kind of making his way through the ship, getting down into engineering, and then passing a little bit of time and showing uh, what happened with Anya. And the kind of the last shot is the Lucchesi going boom and jumping to faster than light. Oh, well, that ain't good. What do you think happened? And
We're not. We're not sure. We're still researching.
I'm trying to think now. Actually, this actually makes me think. Ah, shit. I have to ask you guys, and I'm sorry because my fucking brain is Swiss cheese, and there's so much with all of this. Does Gigi would Gigi have any? Because I know you talk to her, but does Gigi have any idea about like lore and the king? Like, did you tell her that stuff? before?
Probably
No.
not. Because I believe we found
No.
Lore and the King drifting in the space junk,
Ye- well,
catastrophe right
yeah,
before we went to the race. And when
yes.
we talked to Gigi at the race, I don't think we mentioned.
No, we didn't say anything
Nope.
about it.
Okay, okay. All
Yeah, I didn't
right.
see anything about it
We've
either.
got some catching up to do with
All
Gigi.
right. So if that's the case, if that is the case, then both Gigi and Derek are like, "What?" They're like, "What? Lore? How? Where? When? What?" And of course, that opens a can of worms where then you have to explain to them how that fucking happened. So who's going to explain it and how? Because now they're like Lore the king, and Gigi's like, is the body of the king still on board? They're like, wait, where did Lore come from? How did you? Where's the body of the king? Do you still have the king? Like they're just like rapid firing like all these questions, and like kind of she's amazed, like she can't believe it.
Well, I guess I'll send a message down to sickbay. Do we still have the body of the king?
Well, you
Mary's
probably
right there.
Mary's right there.
Mary's standing
Mary.
right there is like, yeah, we still have the body of the king.
Yes. Well, some things happened in our time
Some
after
things
we
happened.
yes after we had left Sharaheen, we were adrift in space and we came across what looked to be the remnants of a battle. Um, and I believe we had received a distress beacon call from a ship within the wreckage.
That
Is
is
that right?
none of that is accurate.
Is none of that accurate?
None of that is
It's
accurate.
been too long. It's
It
been too
has been
long.
way too long. So I'm trying to
I
think.
can
Yeah. So
I
there
can give you the start of it.
Drake was going to train, because this actually happened while Guthix wouldn't have even been there, because this is all this happened while they were on Sharaheen, if you remember.
Oh, was
Because
this
remember,
the
this was
second
the
party?
second party
Yeah.
was, yeah, because remember there were kind of two parties.
Never mind. Galthix doesn't know anything.
Guthix doesn't know anything about anything that he's like, I actually don't know how we got the key. Well, he probably does, but
Yeah.
It
Not my
was
story to tell.
Solus, Rumby, Drake, and Guy were training in strikers, and they found a ship.
they were training in what Drake was calling a space junkyard, which was essentially kind of like a debris field of like abandoned ships, but really not like it wasn't like a fight, like the field that like would be after a fight. It was almost like just like leave your shit here and it kind of just all kind of stays together, right? Just kind of this space debris field of junk. And within that was hidden a derelict freighter that had been converted into a science vessel. Um, and on board there was all kinds of freaky shit, weird experiments and stuff.
This is where Sid got the black box, or Mary got the black box
I
and
was gonna
gave it to
say,
Sid.
if anybody would be able to tell the story of the derelict ship of the people who are like currently on the bridge, it would be Mary because she was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most
So
importantly, we got that forklift though.
The
That's what I
forklift,
we
remember.
got
true.
so so she explains how we found the ship, the experiments, and that two of the experiments that we found were the what we determined to be clones of Lore and the King,
Hmm.
and we brought them aboard with us.
If you recall, the lore clone was
Oh,
already
wait a minute.
formed.
Is is uh is Mary completely just speaking sin to everybody right now?
No, 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 no. She can like talk
She could
normally. Yeah,
she's figured it out.
now that she's like yeah. Now that it just took her a minute to kind of to
Hmm.
get things, but
That,
yeah, now
mhm.
she can choose.
Okay.
She can speak. Yeah,
Okay.
she doesn't have to speak sin now. No, because that would be
Okay.
another weird thing. She's speaking sin, and they're like,
Wait.
actually, probably while she's explaining the story, though, as she's
Things are,
explaining the
yeah.
story,
Hmm.
Derek is like getting closer to her forehead and going like,
She's kind of liking this actually. Oh yes. And she takes a quick detour and explains that really quickly, and then goes back to the story, and she explains how we got everybody aboard, and and we've been studying them because we didn't want to leave them there.
mm-hmm.
The ship was
Lots of
going to
explaining to
explode.
do.
The ship was going to explode, and we had to get as much off that ship as we possibly could.
Yeah. So you explain the events of the space death arc to Gigi and to Derek, and they are like dumbfounded. They're like, huh, that's a lot of information. It certainly is. Have you gotten a chance to analyze the data from that ship that you pulled them from? When she
That
says
would be that would be Sid.
that, Astra says, "Unfortunately, we have not been able to analyze too much of the data at this point, just because so much has happened at this point. But it's something that we'll have to work on. In fact, we've got a lot of data to analyze because we have those two captured Sin ships as well."
Yeah, a lot of stuff to go through.
So, hmm. What is your intention? What do you plan to do? I could certainly be able to help you as much as possible. We do have some resources. We can get some information. We can, well, that should be something. But, well, I just have too many questions right now.
It would be helpful. It would be helpful if your network could help to track the Lucchesi.
Hmm. It's difficult.
We can give you specs.
Ah, let's see. Let me pull up the specs of the Lucchesi for you. So, Gigi takes a look over the the specs of the Lucchesi, and yep. Mm. All right. With the information that you've given me, and we know that the Lucchesi started here, there are only a handful of places that it would be able to go. Derek says, "Well, that's just a star jumper." They probably have to go system to system. Let the engines reconvert the element 42. So if they left from here, they had to be either going here, here, maybe here. They wouldn't be able to go too far. They'd have to stop. If they tried to go farther than that, their element 42 would decrystallize and they'd be stuck in space. The question is, where would they go?
Well, if our hypothesis is correct, and lore was taken over by the entity might want to go here. That's home.
Well, that might prove very difficult because of this. And Gigi brings up, she taps into the computer and she brings up some media footage of a Sin War armada clashing with what looks like destroying like Frobah's like freighters and stuff. And you see like reports of, Sin incursion into Frobah's space and all this stuff. She's got like all of these reports. During the race, while everyone was paying attention to that, or at least all of us, this was happening. Apparently, the Sin sent a force to Frobah's space. I don't know why, but there's fighting currently.
What would happen if lore showed up at the fighting?
It's difficult to say. The characters that are all there, somebody make an intelligence check. Anybody who's looking at the map.
I don't even have any of my characters pulled up.
It's gotta be a
Same.
Mary thing, right?
Of course
That
not.
probably, yeah. Hold on, let me pull Mary up here real quick. I can do this real fast.
There's all kinds of information coming up. But there's all kinds of information coming up. But Mary notices that on the list of Sin incursions that Fro 13515P shows up on the list.
As in that it was taken over?
It that that Sin landed.
Oh no. Look at this. And she's gonna pull that one out.
When she pulls that one out and like comes up, there's you can see it's the first time you've actually like looked at it in a while. Your world. that looks kind of like a sea. If you remember, your world was kind of a ring world. Looks kind of like a sea, and you can see the Froboz's base where the opening is. And you can see there's actually news footage of your planet, and there's Sin ships like attacking the Froboz's base that's like in the gap in your planet. So there's definitely fighting going on your world. Now, whether it's actually touched the planet and anybody actually knows anything that's going on, you don't have any of that information. But uh, you do know now that the Sin have at least they're there. They're at your world.
Should
That's pretty
we
bad news.
should we tell the rest of the crew?
Yes, we'll definitely have to tell the rest of the crew. But perhaps we should wait until we reconvene our meeting.
I
Agreed.
would agree. Hmm. Well, that's very concerning.
Uh, I don't know. If I was lore, or maybe, I might want to go here.
Do we know
Right.
what direction they shot off in?
Um, you can you can track that it appeared because obviously it's like three-dimensional space. It's hard to figure out the direction because they were leaving a system.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's hard to track the exact direction of the jump.
If they were heading
Also,
to the Sin homeworld, then their first stop would be Sin 710. What's there?
who knows?
You've never been?
Well, I've been in Sin territory before, but it's well, it's not very well documented what their worlds are like. I've I've never been to that world specifically, so it's really difficult to tell. They keep their secrets well.
Well, we're going to have to make a decision come our meeting. I'm not very familiar with this element 42 and implications for how they would navigate, but
Well,
I
bottom
don't know.
line is they're not going to make it anywhere far. They gotta stop. And if they don't stop, well, they'll stop. And they'll just be adrift in space. The idea is where. That's really the only thing that we don't know. And at this point, hmm, there's not a way to try until they have stopped. But who made that ship?
Oh, that was Matt. Well, the ship was built on our homeworld. It was like this ship. It was a magical flying ship. She says that just right out, just straight out to them. And we it was converted just like the Destiny.
Hmm. Uh, can we get Matt up here? So after a little while, you get Matt on the view screen. Matt is like deep in repairs, and people are asking him questions and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, we're a little busy now. What's going on?" Hey, you built that ship that Lore and Anya escaped on, huh? Yeah, I did. You got any way to track it? Hmm. Only if it stops. Only if it drops out of faster than light, which it probably should have to sooner or later. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, that confirms what I thought. We can track the ship. It just has to drop out of light speed.
Gigi
Yes.
and Matt can confirm this. When Frobaz redesigned our ship, all of our ships, they basically did it out of their spare parts.
Yeah, that's pretty much the
We
case.
we have just the basics here. It might help us if we have more computer power. Is that something you can assist us with?
Not from here. I've got more computing power back on Sharahin. The unfortunate thing is that Sharahin has also come under attack by Sin, and I don't know if, well, I don't know if I can make it back to my base there, my club.
Oh my god. Does that mean that we're stuck with Gigi and we're stuck with these two too? Did we just get like two more permanent NPC, semi-permanent NPCs on the ship?
I mean, they probably got other places to go, but they were close by. I mean, you were
Yeah.
here, they were right there. They just followed you, they came to,
There are
so
good companions.
yeah, yeah.
Welcome aboard anytime.
Also, they have Derek's ship, so Derek's ship is pretty
Yeah.
hot. They can go wherever they want
Yeah.
in that. Definitely. Yeah. So
What about Pergament?
isn't that that junk asteroid? Oh, hey, that's where you
That
got your speedsters, right?
yes. Do you think that are have the sin did the sin overtake them? Let me see. She's gonna go through real quick to see if Pergament shows up anywhere.
You look at Pergament, you look for Pergamenti, but you don't see that. You don't see any information on it.
It's possible that we could go there
Though, if you're
and
looking
get
for
upgrades.
if you're looking for computing power, there's another place. The
Don't say Lux
cousins,
Lilibes.
the cousins of those who run the planetoid of junk will also have another asteroid, though it's more difficult to find. Info, the planet of information.
The planet of information.
I don't
Yes,
see it on the star map.
that's because it's not on the star map. It's it's difficult to find. It moves, and it's hidden. But the entire structure is a giant supercomputer run by the Guts. A clan of them has operated it for 1,000 years. They're said to know
Before,
everything.
Commander, before we make any further decisions on what to do or where else to go or our next big move, info might be our best bet.
Now hold on, that's a myth. I don't think that it is. I ain't never seen it.
You've also never been to Sin 710.
Well, yeah, but at least that's on the map.
Well, I
And
think all of this is certainly something to consider. Um, I think perhaps we have some people here looking into this info planet. But beyond that, perhaps we should discuss uh, our original intentions for calling our friend Gigi here.
As long as Garrett's found his notes.
Wait, that was the original intention, or get information from her.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, okay. Beyond that, uh,
Sarth! Sarth, 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 Sarth.
Uh,
I
was
was I was considering contacting you as well, Gigi. I had some ideas of my own in order to potentially locate our lost friend, as well as some more personal questions regarding uh, perhaps historical knowledge of our kind. Uh,
Gigi says, there's something else. And she walks over and she touches Sarth and she says, you might be able to help us too, my little friend. Couldn't you? Sarth. You you have a little bit of Guthix has a little bit of communication, a little bit of telepathic communication with Sarth after that. And you didn't really Guthix this didn't really come to you, but the thing that you know is that the the elemental the elemental dimensions that make up the 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 world basically as you know it
mhm.
stretch out. They occupy the same space as as reality, for lack of a better word, which means that, right, because think about it, your connection to the elemental beings on your world stretched all the way to Sharahin, right? Because
Yeah.
that's where you found Sarth. So you're aware that there's kind of like, uh, for lack of a better word, an elemental network.
Yes. I had uh I had some inclination of this from my time on my home planet, which unfortunately looks to be under distress. I'll have to talk about that with the entire group at the meeting. Regardless, I was wondering, uh, my magical knowledge allows me to locate rather simple life forms, plants, uh, within a specific range, but I was wondering if I could use this elemental network to locate Anya, especially since the vastness of space is so devoid of life that a single connection or thread would be much easier to spot than perhaps a specific one on a life-filled planet.
Ah, so you think that you might be able to sense, or Sarth, your friend, companion, might be able to sense better while they're going through deep space, before they have reached a planet, because of the vacantness. That's a
Yeah,
possibility.
that's what I was thinking.
Sarth informs you that in order to do this, uh, that he would need to be grounded, so that he would actually need to be
Like
on
a living planet.
on a living planet. Yes,
Gotcha.
that
Okay.
he doesn't think the garden and the things on the ship is it's enough. He needs the connection. So
Gotcha. All right. Then perhaps it is in our best interest to go to the closest, perhaps non uh, hostile planet. Uh, I'm not sure the Lux and Lilinsby system, although closest as it may be, is in our best interest to return to at the moment. But
likely not right now, I'm gonna say.
yeah, okay. It's good information to work on. Is there anything else?
Well, let me ask you this, because they came on board and everybody did their stuff. Does anybody, let's see, what else do we got going on here? I'm trying to look over the list to see the actual things that really need adjudicating, because there's a lot on here that's kind of like you know, some of the stuff we've already gone through, and there's a lot of stuff that's just like repairs and cleaning up and things like that. Well, let me just ask you guys then. Is there anything else before, because obviously we're going to have the meeting. That'll have to be next episode. Is there anything that anybody else needs to do before the meeting commences to have enough information to like really have like
An input in the meeting.
an input in the
Um,
meeting to actually create like a real plan of like what's going on?
let's see.
Other than the fact that you have not yet been contacted back by Morphus Garrido. That's
Yeah,
kind of the
I think
only outstanding thing.
I was trying to remember. I feel like last session when we talked about it, um, I believe we sent out a very vague "hit me back" kind of message because
Yes, yeah. It was a very
we wanted.
much like, hey, this is Solus, contact me. That's it,
Yeah.
basically. I I have some business or something like that. But yeah, you can imagine that the chaos that was happening on Escrito has the people of Lux and Lilinsby quite busy
Busy.
at the
Yeah.
moment. So likely that's why the guy hasn't gotten back to you, that you know of. But yeah, other than that, is there anything that we like haven't gone over, or that somebody feels like maybe I need to get some more information? Um,
Just looking over my notes here, uh, a lot of the things that I was planning on aren't exactly plot specific. Like Gothics wanted to talk about GG more in terms of their ancestry and
mhm,
history and like maybe mentorship because she probably knows a lot that Gothics doesn't. Um, Talk to Zemeth and maybe um, the three of them get together and talk about how we could integrate nature into the mechanics of the ship.
mhm,
I believe last session it was briefly brought up that I hadn't realized before was that Sid had this digital Necronomicon, basically, that was going to be analyzed by the ship's computer that could give us information. Um, that seems like it's pretty important to take care of. So
mhm.
that's more of Garrett's character, but
Of
thought I'd
course,
bring that
yeah,
up.
yeah. No, good to
Yeah, I
bring
did
that
kind
up.
of forget about that a little bit.
Yeah. You were going to see if you could analyze that to get any to try and glean any information about because remember you have the computer readings of like the baby. Wasn't that what that was all about?
That's
The
how it
dead
started, I'm
Yeah,
baby?
pretty sure.
it
Like this
was.
is you
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we have the computer readings for the baby," and we because you kind of could see where like things kind of spiked, and you kind of realized that that correlated with the being unobserved and the tension and stuff on the ship. And then I think you were going to analyze. Let me throw that in there because I forgot to put that. Let's analyze micro book. Cool. The other thing, and I don't know if you guys, if anybody has, because really it's Mary and Argyle are kind of the ones that would be the most interested in this. Mary is obviously like super busy. Argyle, I mean everybody's kind of super busy, but Mary's got a lot on her plate right now. I don't know if anybody has tried to dig into the Sin ship computers as well, because I don't know if you remember this, but don't forget the second Sin ship, and I think I only mentioned this super briefly, and it was like Sid that noticed it.
Was this the
Rem-
one that Argyle stole during the race?
yeah, the one that Argyle stole during the race. You guys know that that is an SIO.
It's a spy ship.
It's a spy ship. It's a Sin intelligence organization ship.
That
Remember,
that's that's why Mary wants
because
extra computing power.
okay, okay, because remember that yeah, because at the moment that's the hold up with the analyzation is that like remember
I'm glad.
the
I'm
ship is
glad.
still
God, I'm glad you pronounced that correctly.
the analyzation. Gotta get this shit analyzed, man. Um, yeah. So the analyzation of the those things as well could possibly shed some light on some sin issues that you have, and
Hmm.
you never know. All of this uninformation, you don't have any information down here. Well, the sin have information. It was funny because we were talking, and Mary was like, "Well, you've never been to Sen 714," and Guthix like started to talk right at the point, but I didn't want to
Oh,
interrupt
sorry.
you. No, it's okay because it was just a joke. Because I didn't want to interrupt you, but Derek was gonna say no, but I have been to Sin 69,
Nice.
which is
Nice.
right here.
Yeah.
But you know, it's okay.
But yeah. Now Argyle, since he was not in this meeting,
Mhm.
Argyle still I still know what Argyle wants to do. Now that may change once he finds out what was revealed at this meeting,
Mhm.
but
He's got to go home and
Mary,
save his wife.
yeah, Mary,
Yeah. Right. Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Right. Of course.
Hmm. Mary is now kind of focused on, okay, let's find info.
Mhm. Okay. So there is info. Um, what I can tell you as far as Guthix and Sarth and Gigi and Zemeth, um, everybody else doesn't know this, but Guthix, because he has a mental link with Sarth, is they're probably kind of sharing information, and Sarth would let Guthix know that it's likely that the best case scenario would be for he and Guthix and Gigi and Zemeth, and possibly if there are any other beings on board that are LV or similar like that, would need to do a ritual when they're down on the planet in order to kind of help strengthen Sarth. So the they'll there probably would need to be some preparations for that as well, depending on where you were going to do it. Like once
Oh
you found
man,
a planet.
I
Okay.
see a party split, dude. I see a party split coming. I see it. I see it
Half
happening.
the team's going to info, half the team's going to living planet here.
It's possible. It's possible. So
Yeah.
Yep.
okay, so info computing power
Analyzing.
for
Analyzing.
analyzing
We need to analyze all this stuff.
analyzing
Yeah, we got to analyze a lot of stuff, actually. We got a
sin
lot of
ship.
information systems we've
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, see, that's the other thing. You still haven't completely analyzed. Remember, you Mary dumped the core of the derelict ship computer. You still have all that too.
Yeah, we've got all that. Hmm.
So
That's why Mary's like,
you have a ton of
we we
unanalyzed information. Unanalyzed information.
So much anal to do.
So much anal to do. We need
oh
some
my god,
information on anal. Some
analyzing.
anal info.
We're gonna get to info, and they're gonna be like, yeah, it's the our main computer is the fist of the North Star.
Mm. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I see this. I see this now. I see the party split. I see the party splitting up
Hmm.
and going and going a couple places. I see some stuff happening.
I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens in the meeting. But I think we made at least some progress now that when the meeting is going to start, like next session, I think we'll actually be able to like do some stuff.
Mhm.
Well, no, because we're gonna spend about an hour trying to catch Jay up.
And then
Nah.
another hour fixing your
Fixing
webcam
Yeah,
and your
fixing
fixing
mic,
your
my
and
camera.
fixing,
Yeah.
fixing my camera again.
we're
Yeah.
gonna roll a dice to see what component of yours breaks next week that we're gonna
Oh
Oh,
man,
you
fix.
know what we
we
didn't
did
do?
We didn't roll
that's
the
right.
vibe check.
Can we roll it now? Would it be
Sure.
appropriate to roll it
Yeah, I mean
now?
we gotta roll it. We gotta have a vibe. We did play.
You watch.
38. Okay.
38.
38.
Ah
Okay. I was
man.
gonna say if we get 69 or 1 on today's, that'd be crazy.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like too much. Oh man. Uh so
I don't know. I think a middle of the road 38 vibe
Yeah,
kind of fits
pretty
for what we did
appropriate.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
so just so that you know, Info, the planet of information, was created when I was 9 years old.
Really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because that name sounds like it was created
By a
by a
9-year-old.
kid who was by a 9-year-old.
100%. 100%. That's why I told you because Info, the planet of information, the guts that are stationed on the planet of information, all that stuff. That whole race of people, the whole species, all that stuff. That was all created when I was 9 years old. The whole backstory of that species and stuff was it was like one of the very first like big epic imaginatorium. I don't even know how
Yeah.
you would say it. Yeah.
Sure.
Back when I was creating all these stories on our living room floor and in my bedroom floor. In fact, Info, the planet of information, and I don't know where this thing is, but it was actually a physical piece of furniture that used to be it was the table that was next to my bed that was kind of like a C table because it had the top and a bottom and then it had a little like thing in the middle and it was this wooden table and it had a round piece at the end. It's probably from like the 60s or the 70s
Mm,
because it was a piece of
Probably.
furniture that mom and dad like owned forever and that was the planet of information. And of course, you already know that the guts are muscles, so it was that thing covered
Cool.
with muscles.
Yeah. However, we're going to find that.
However, we're gonna find it. I don't know. You'll see. But it is hidden. It was always hidden. It's if there was a movie. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Dan has seen it. There was a movie called. It's actually probably one of the coolest D&D movies ever. It's called Crawl.
Oh
K
yeah.
R U L L. It was a
Yep.
huge
hmm
flop,
It
like a
was.
massive flop. It has Liam Neeson in it, but he doesn't play
Really?
like a major character. Yeah. It's like a fantasy kind of sci-fi, but mostly fantasy movie from like the early
The main
80s.
character. Yeah. The main character has a glaive.
Yeah, he has this thing called a glaive, which is like
hmm
this like star
It's like
weapon
it's a
Hmm.
thing.
throwing.
It's
I
It's
like
a
know
a
what a
throwing
glaive
star.
is.
yeah, it's like a giant throwing star. Yeah. And in the movie, the demon's castle like moves. It's like not in the same place. And there was a video game for the Atari 2600 whereby you had to in the movie there's this like spider lady and he has to get the current location of the castle from this spider lady. And in the game, you have to go and like go through this web thing and get to this thing, and it shows you like which path you have to take to get to the castle. And that was my inspiration for the hidden planet of information. So, how you guys are going to have to get to this planet? Oh man, that should be fun as shit.
Nice. Yeah, sounds like a blast from the past, a brain blast
Definitely.
from
Yeah. I mean,
9-year-old Steve.
literally everything we do in this game comes from 9-year-old Steve. Like I said, the whole race was just like Matchbox and fucking Hot Wheels cars. That's the inspiration for the race and all that stuff, was just like me playing with fucked up cars when I was a kid, with like guns and stuff on them, and like cars that had like wings and shit. Because I always collected the weird ones. I never collected like just the normal looking cars. It was always like military, or if it looked sci-fi, or if it had like a weapon on it, or like
Man, wait till we
Nice.
get to the planet of Electric Boogaloo.
Planet of Electric Boogaloo. No, wait till you God. The plant the
The
wait till you
planet where
get to the
everybody wears one glove.
or the planet of Leroy, Shogun of Harlem. Oh wait, no, it's not Leroy. He's the main character. Shonuff. Shonuff is the
Show
Mhm.
enough.
Shogun of Harlem. Shonuff. That's right.
I like that name.
You guys have seen that, right?
Mm.
Man. Oh
Said
man.
show
I
enough?
I feel like I need to make a movie list. Oh, we just lost Arrow.
Yeah, we lost Harro.
I feel like I need to make a movie list for you guys, a watch list, so you can see some epic stuff. Shogun of Harlem is from a film
The
called
Last Dragon.
Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, and it
Mhm.
is so great. It is so great. I recommend watching The Last Dragon. I also recommend Crawl. If you could, that's your homework. Watch Crawl and
Mhm.
watch The Last Dragon. You actually don't
Alright.
have to, but if you want to, they're actually both pretty fun movies.
I bet you could probably find Crawl on YouTube.
You can
Oh
probably
my
find the
god,
last
it's like some disco
Last
martial arts
Dragon.
fighting movie.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, it is.
The Last
Yeah, it is.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
dude,
so
there's a scene where he's going through and he's fighting, and you can guarantee, I guarantee you, there is, you know, in movies, there's usually no contact when they're fighting, but you can't tell. You
Mhm.
can totally tell. You
mhm.
can absolutely, totally, 100% tell that there's no
No
contact.
contact.
Well, here's
That's
the
funny.
thing. You know who Barry Gordy is, right? He's like Motown Records. He's like
Yeah.
literally the Motown Records guy. So like his movies are all, because there's another movie that Barry Gordy did, which is also quite popular and quite awesome, called The Wiz.
The Wiz is amazing, actually.
Which The Wiz is
It's
the
Michael Jackson.
Wizard of Oz with, like, doesn't it have like Diana Ross in it and stuff too? Like
Diana
it's
Ross, Michael
it's
Jackson. It's
literally
got
like
like,
the Wizard of Oz with like all the Motown people, and it's better than the Wizard of Oz. I mean, in my opinion, it's crazy good. It's like a
Huh.
really fucking cool movie.
yeah, Michael Jackson is the Scarecrow.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's definitely the Scarecrow.
Hmm.
That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's it's the only remake of The Wizard of Oz that's worth watching, for sure, in my opinion. But well, there you go.
There you
I
go.
think I
A
think
little bit
that's
of a
it,
watch
right?
list, a little bit of
Yeah.
old school history.
Old
Homework
school
for anybody
history.
who's watching right now.
Yeah, homework. If anybody actually watched this stream, I kind of doubted because it had a fucked up name and
No.
all that stuff. What?
We actually had like 3 or 4 people at one point.
Okay. Maybe somebody
So
came on and checked us out.
so a couple of people were checking us out at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool. Well, if anybody is still watching, now we're in the future. We're the Dicks in the Dark. And we will see you next week.
Later.
Peace.
We salvaged that.
A little bit. Yeah, not too bad.
I think we salvaged that one.
Yeah, it was alright. Good stuff. I can't come